first experience of palliative care really was as a GP registrar, and I was working in a semi-rural area. After that, I met Louise Welsh when she first arrived here on the coast to start a palliative care service. She became president of Palliative Care Queensland. It was through Louise she asked me to be involved, and I saw that as a great avenue to try and advocate, to try and connect, trying to connect people to palliative care services.
Okay. Hello, my name's Deborah Pryor. I joined Palliative Care Queensland in 1988. Palliative Care Queensland came about basically it was initiated by Professor Tess Crammond, who was a pioneer in pain management at that time. And she recognised that palliative care was the new approach. At that time in Queensland, we only really had Mount Olivet that had a hospice program, and Blue Care that also had a community program. And palliative care really wasn't even understood as a discipline. But Professor Tess Crammond recognised the need for support and development of that discipline to give better care for people who were dying, quite simply.
When I was working, obviously, as a medical social worker in the Martyr, I developed very close relationships with what was then Mount Olivet, with Sister Eileen and Sister Julian. And I mean, Mount Olivet in some ways it was a terminal hospital with 300 beds that most of people in Brisbane did not want to know about because of the word terminal. And it was Sister Eileen that said we must look at hospice in this. And first of all, it was just a few beds on a big Nightingale ward that she screened off, and gradually that developed into the hospice service that they now have. And one of the things that we looked at was taking those skills that were developing in Mount Olivet, but developing them in public hospitals. And that there were no palliative care units in any of the public hospitals. In fact, the Martyr was the first one.
So over 30 years, Palliative Care Queensland has become well established, obviously, and is the first point of call for any political commentary. I remember the days when we were first asked for political commentary to do with the advanced healthcare directives, for example, which Professor Ben White and Colleen Cartwright were working up. And that was a real, I thought, significant moment that we had been the first point of contact for that input. Well, so after 30 years, I mean, it's just left me to still be very proud to be part of Palliative Care Queensland and what it offers in terms of that collegial support still exists, as well as them representing others for their as advocates for ongoing funding is always a need, and also education and funding education. So it leaves me just to say, well, congratulations to everybody that's inputted to Palliative Care Queensland, and on its 30th birthday, congratulations.
30 years, what an achievement. For any institution to be successful and to run for that period of time takes a whole lifetime of support from so many people. You've done a great job. You offer the best of Australia and the best of humanity to people and to their families at the time they most need it. I want to thank you, and I want to honour you, and I want to wish you an even more successful and even more compassionate next 30 years.
Happy birthday, PCQ!